Welcome to the show. All Things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Blue and white pride. Bulldogs for life. Dogfather here. Gas by my side. Welcome to the show. All Things Bulldogs. Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Massive win tonight. Thanks to all the fans for turning up out here at Allianz. 2 games to go before final, so can't wait to see you guys there. Get us across the line.
Firstly, just want to thank the fans for coming out here. I feel like there was more Bulldogs fans than Dragons fans, and you wouldn't expect anything less from the Bulldogs. Appreciate all you guys for showing up and the guys watching from home cheering on.
I just want to shout out to the fans for coming tonight. It was a good win. Make sure you stick with us for the last 2 games and hopefully go on the run to that semi-final. But love you all, and yeah, go the Dogs.
Massive win tonight. Thanks to all the fans for turning up.
G'day, Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs, and welcome to the Sunday night review. Thank you for tuning in. Got quite a few people here ready to say hello, which is bloody brilliant. The Spin the Wheel will continue. We'll do a quick review of our New South Wales Cup win. We had a Jersey Flag game, which we lost in a top-of-the-table clash, which was probably the only real disappointment. The girls got spanked a little bit, and but most of the spanking was happening with the Bulldogs getting that lovely little kitchen utensil that I think Gas might have there, ready to go. Oh, it's just a little spoon, their only little spoon they've ever had. The Dragons have got the spoon. It's done. It's dusted. They have the spoon. Only a salary cap scandal miracle can help the Dragons avoid this spoon, and maybe that'll happen. It's we're happy about it. We are. They've been in the bin a long time, but look, I think there's some lessons for our fans in regards to when we look at the Dragons and their forward pack, having some good discussions around that today. But God, they've got the spoon. We handed it to them with a comprehensive performance, with a few challenges through the night, I must say, and we handled them very well. Obviously, some light shining down on the Bulldogs this week, and the players with a lot to play for, not only just keeping the season alive, but some personal things that happened. We'll go through Cirro's press conference as well, because there's a lot of context around that explains quite a few little things to talk about. Plus the Ron Massey Cup, they're into the prelim, which is another great example of why our pathways development has come so far. You're talking about mainly under 18s kids playing against park footballers, and some New South Wales Cup players I saw running around that I remember lots of fans telling the club they needed to buy these players for first grade for our team a few years ago when we were really struggling. So to see those youngsters doing so well is amazing, and they get to play the minor premiers for a chance to play St Mary's in the grand final, which would be absolutely brilliant for those young kids. Great experience. But how are you, Gas? You're wearing a nice jacket there, I see.
Compliments of the Dogfather. Thank you, guys. Nice new top there.
What number's on the side of it and that?
Yeah, number 23, guys. Number 23. You can see there. There you go.
Big patch on the back. Don't break the fence down the front of it.
That's
Looks
it.
Fantastic. I've got one as well.
That's it. And I've got the and behind up there you can see I've got the signed Keraz. Was it aluminium or what's that little plaque?
Yeah, just little tin. Just put an
little
image
tin plaque. Yeah. So I'm fortunate to have it with me yesterday, and then he came over after the game exactly where we were, and took a photo with him signing it, and took a photo with it. It was all really good. Yeah, we sat down yesterday in a different spot than we usually do. Yeah, usually the banners, usually we sit back medium, so up halfway up past, but we sat in the front row yesterday. I had some special tickets, and I was basically sitting with all the players' families. And that's why all the players came after the game, and they were literally I had to help them over the fence to come and see their families and take photos, and all the bloody sweaty players, bloody hell.
Wow.
But it was good fun being that close to the action. You can hear the crunching of the tackles right down there, because even if you sit down the front at Acor, you're still far away, but at Allianz and at Combat, you're really close to the action. So, when Cherry was making that break and he's coming up, you can hear the thud of the footstep as he's running, like and then the pass back to Galvin, like it's just you feel like you're right there, you're inside the in the game, you know what I mean? So it's really cool. But disappointing crowd. I really will say disappointing crowd. Just under 15,000. 14,700. So, and I reckon about 10,000 of that was Bulldogs. It was a disappointing crowd for a neutral venue and a great stadium on a Saturday night, which was a beautiful night. It was a early spring yesterday, guys. Anyone who was in Sydney. But it could have been a bit better there. But what a performance by our team. And like Michael said, so many little things went against us. So we'll get into those, in the review. But for the guys to still keep their heads and deliver that performance against a so-called informed team, and we were, technically out of form. Even when the commentators, I was watching the game back, they're saying, "Oh, the Dogs have had two." They don't even realize that we almost won that game against Rooster. They're making it like we've been basically smashed in our last two games. And Michael Ennis, seriously, he needs to really wake up to himself. If anybody listened to his call, he wanted the Dragons to win so bad. He was pumping them up, talking about them the first set all the way through. He's like, here they come. I'm like, when I watched it back and knowing the result, it was just so much pleasure watching it, watching him change his tune later on as well. And he got called out for it too, which was good by Duke. So, but guys, good stuff there at the game. And we're still alive. And I think if the Roosters and Tigers game is to go by, and something that we've always said in the NRL, anybody can beat anyone. No game is guaranteed. So we're just as much in this as anyone else, guys. We're just as much a chance to beat Penrith and Brisbane and other teams, lose to go our way. We only need one loss, really, for the Cowboys. And if we win our next two, that guarantees us a spot. Especially because of that 82-point drubbing they copped. That's killed their for and against. That's put us in that position now.
Just one question, one chat come up here. Very disappointing news. Cons signed with another club with no interest from the Dogs. Well, look, we can't give too much away, but there was definitely an offer made. It just wasn't probably one that was worthy of the way he's been playing recently. Fair, a lot of look. There's so much stuff that people got to understand. Like, there's players that don't even train with the Cup squad. There's players that sort of they have different squads that all train together and stuff, and they do their scrimmages and that. And to sort of go up, if a few people are injured, they'll bring some people up, and they sort of have it. It's not just based on form and stuff. It's based on like contracts and stuff like that as well. And some people have certain type of contracts and others don't. But yeah, I'm really disappointed that if we haven't signed him, because I think he's a good player, and I think he might make it. I think if he keeps going, he's going to make it and be one of those players that comes out of nowhere, and people say, he reminds me of one of those toilers, you know what I mean, where they just some club will get him cheap and he'll get his opportunity, and people will like him, and he'll do well. But you sort of just have to go back and say, well, I said originally he's not currently in the top 30, and there's other players that were they've sort of had these development pathways on, and then they get these other kids that they give opportunities and stuff. And also, I reckon he's taken his opportunities the best that he could. And, we don't know everything, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and we just haven't
Has it been announced, though, that he's been signed?
I don't know. Well, SMK's been very interested in Conza's development and sort of talking about him and the youngsters and that sort of thing.
Because up until yesterday, nothing was done. So I'll be very surprised if anything happened on a Sunday.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there, but you might know look, I think there's definitely been an offer made. It's probably not worthy of him, and they're probably waiting for something to happen. And then I'm pretty sure there'd be other clubs that'd be like, this kid's more than handy. Let's give him a crack. But the club may already have all its ducks lined up in a row, and they might just not be able to just give him what he's worth. Like it can come down to that. It really can. They've made too many promises to too many other people, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes it's a case of, okay, well, we've got this amount of money left, and maybe that will then go to someone else who needs that opportunity, and we might get value out of. But hopefully we could keep him. Hopefully that's just a rumor that's gone wrong, and there's still a chance for him to be a Bulldog, because I like seeing the pink tights and supporting breast cancer and stuff like that. And he just did well. Didn't play too many minutes on the weekend in a good win by the Dog. And look, I don't think that's because of anything sinister. I think they've really got to make use of the last 3 weeks of Cup and getting miles into certain people's legs. So you'll notice that Hit Boy played probably longer, and some of these other players got more time, because if we keep winning but get that injury or get a couple of injuries, that lightning strikes, you need a Lip Boy, Hot Boy ready. You need a Jack Underhill ready. You need these guys to step in. And they are ahead, because that's just the way of things. Like, they've had to wait their turn, and they've finally got it. And they're on development contracts and that sort of thing. There's sort of a little bit of a pecking order, even though if form was the only pecking order, some players would get ahead of others.
Yep.
No doubt. And maybe that's how it should be, but who are we to judge on every little thing? Shoei had a big win, and the more he wins, the more he's going to give to us.
That's
I
it.
think Shoei's almost got himself a cartel membership just with the contributions.
That's it.
But
And it's
Broden
Broden cons,
cons.
yeah. Broden cons, mate, yeah.
So Gas actually, without giving anything away, he got to meet some of the family and really let them know how much we've enjoyed watching Broden over the recent times, and got to cheer him on the weekend with some family members. And obviously not a lot of fans went out there to support the Dogs against the Dragons.
Down at Albion Park yesterday, guys. So obviously for me, I was travelling through, heading up to Sydney for the main game, but I stopped and saw the sort of second half of that game. And yeah, there were a few of the family members who actually called out to me actually, and we watched the game together. So so it was really good to see the support that the players were getting. But the game was a great game as well for them as well. The second half, they really turned it on as well and just blew the other team away, blew them
really
away.
well.
So it was a good game.
And Joey O'Neill was in the Dragon side. Look, they had some good players in their team.
Yeah,
they had some seasoned first graders playing who didn't make much difference, but they were very good last year. And a lot of those players and youngsters that were coming through their grades in Cup last year are now playing first grade for the Dragons, especially that forward pack. And one of the big points is that it's hard for kids like that to be consistent every week and be up every week, which is why, when the season's like this and they've sort of got nothing to lose, they can sort of keep playing them and getting them used to that speed of the game. And when they have another preseason, those young kids, you can imagine that their big prop, how much he's going to benefit if he doesn't get injured. And the Cashman brothers, another preseason, and Hamish Stewart and Dylan Egan, and that, like how well they're going to be, how well they're going to go. And you add Keon Kalamatangi to that. Damien Cook was very good for about 25 minutes and really got him going. As he did in the first game against us, he had some telling runs for them up against his old club. But as you get older, sometimes the consistency's hard as well. So that's why we need to understand that the AJ Joneses, and like AJ's been locked in a cage for 5 weeks, it seems, and he was terrific off the back fence up against those young kids. He showed he was at their level at least, and did really well. Every run he averaged about 10 meters a run. But yeah, look, we'll talk about the Jack Underhill stuff because I think it's important. I did a massive article and an audio article as well, which thanks for all the positive feedback for that, guys. For those who persevered with it, took me 85 minutes to get through a written article. Which shows how long-winded I am. But it's important when we talk about youth that they have to go bit by bit. You just can't expect that from game 1 to game 100. It's just you come in for game 1 and then you just play every week, and then you go into the first grade, into the starting lineup, and you just progress it like that. It's back and forward a little bit. And that's for all the good players. Okay. So that's the development journey that they put them on. And can you imagine Jack Underhill now that he's tasted a first grade debut, then he gets another preseason, because last year he was off the bench for New South Wales Cup for most of the year, guys. This year he's been starting most of the year. So it's that progression, right?
Yes.
In 2 or 3 years,
baby steps,
he could be a really seasoned, ready to go, tough front rower. But not now. He's not that right now. Like, he'll give it his best. He won't take a backward step. Don't get me wrong. But errors and all that will come into his game if he's forced to do too much too early. All right, let's go through these chats, shall we, Gas?
Yeah, no worries. So
What a ducking game. Let's go. Finals, here we come, says Zach.
that's it. D, welcome, mate. Thanks for all the content you keep putting together, mate. Unbelievable, mate. You keep outdoing yourself, buddy. I'm sure Michael will have some feedback for you too. Don't worry. Good evening,
No Danikins
Lucas.
tonight.
What a win. Yeah, well, absolutely. Bulldog Mike, good evening, gents.
Have you got your shirt yet, Bulldog Mike? Let us know if you got your shirt yet, brother. I'm hoping you have.
Tony, hello, boys. Is it true what Cirro said about 5 players having COVID in the lead up to the Souths game? If true, that's unbelievable. Well, basically what he said, guys, was that when they tested on Monday, 5 of them had COVID. So they weren't even aware of it themselves. But it actually goes to show why that flatness potentially like kicked into them as well.
Yep.
Like, you know, anyone who's had COVID knows the effects it has on you. It really puts you on a downer. You know what I mean? So imagine trying to run around like that.
Especially
and then
before you've got like the symptoms of the nasal stuff and that. Like,
yeah. So that's you know, there was a couple of telling things like I don't know if you're going to play the press conference or not, or just talk about it. But there was a few things that Cirelda alluded to in there as well. Obviously,
and Preston had an infection off the back of it.
Correct.
Yeah,
spent 2 days in hospital, guys, on a drip leading into the game, so it was closer to game day. And unfortunately, Matty Burton had a passing in his family in Dubbo and had to make an emergency trip up there as well with his nana. So and it's funny enough because I only just asked him 2 weeks ago and he said he hasn't been back for a while. So he's been back now. So
So he barely trained and he said he wanted to play against Valentine Holmes on the right edge. And
he put his hand up and switched. Yeah, big call.
Struggled a little bit defensively at times with timing and whatever, but his intent was just effort the whole game. And this is what we said. So Matt Burton's gone from putting up the bombs to the one contesting them. And whilst his percentage of actually catching the ball and all that sort of stuff's pretty low, the pressure that he's applying is exactly what we've needed. And look, I remember Pete Noonan, who we saw a little bit of his face in the intro videos. There was Pete and Timmy and Dave was down the bottom there. You see him a little bit. There's also I've forgotten his name now. Mark. I can't believe I forgot his name. I'm getting old. Big Mark. He'd be still very angry that he'd be blaming Cirro and whatever else for everything, I'm sure. But yeah, Pete said that was one thing he couldn't understand, why we don't contest enough bombs. We saw, although Gas didn't like it, the early kick. I have no problem with it.
Just the execution. Like I know Kickout, like when I watched it on reflection, Kickout sort of showed that he wanted it. So he was the guy that it was intended for. Just had too much traffic to get through. And it was on second tackle. We had the ascendancy there. But you know, we were only 6-0, and the only reason it was a bit of a funny one because these are the times where in games where we've sort of taken our foot off and got a bit too cocky or whatever it might be, and then let teams back in it, and then we've basically lost games.
That was like the challenge against the Roosters. It was a similar type of thing. It's like it's like, whoa, we've got them on the rack. We've got them on the rack.
Yeah,
we can do anything. We've got to try with 12 men.
Yeah,
I can put the kick in. Kicker's calling for it. Like that.
Correct.
I love the fact that they're being confident and they're having fun, but they have played some dumb footy, and self-admittedly as well. It's like it's a team thing too. It's not just one player who does it. It's funny because it's like they got the case of the Reed Marnies, even though he's not there anymore. Because he was forever doing that sort of stuff, just pushing it too far. You love the intent. You love that he wants to go out there and just get our game on and make things happen. But sometimes he just took on individual stuff too much. But this year I just find nearly every I think there's probably been nearly every player in the team has done something like that at some point.
Yep.
So yeah, 100% agree. I have no problem with the kick, but the mentality behind it, I think, has been an ongoing issue for us.
Yeah.
I don't think the Dragons were deplorable. I think that
They put up a good fight. They just didn't execute. But I think also our defensive attitude frustrated them. And we from their first set, we basically knocked the ball out of them. I know we didn't score even with a repeat set, but we were on the back foot a lot with a massive penalty count against us and 6 against, etc.
It was 9-1, basically.
9-1, and
till
also
the last minute.
Well, yeah. Well, you've got to play a sin bin with 3 seconds left to play. That's not really an advantage you're taking from a sin bin. We took the 2 points and that was it. But overall for us, they put up a good fight, the Dragons. But we did what we've done to the better teams this year, and we've basically defended our way into the game and held on. And then when we scored again, and we kept our nose in front, and we just built our confidence off that. But we could have easily have. It took us a while to get on the board early on, and then we just stayed at 6-0 for a while. They had that advantage from that break they made, and we did very well to defend that set as well, and frustrated them into a bad pass, which they nearly knocked over the sideline. So, those were the key moments for us where we don't get into a scrap, 6-all. We hold them out, and then we built that lead up at halftime. Although they got that first try after halftime, not straight after, but, they got it back to 24-6. We still sort of felt like, that try by King just to get us back in front just got, and then straight away on the back of that, Carraz's first proper offload, and we score off the back of it. And he had controlled himself the whole game. Yeah.
I definitely wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. So, and you could see the different shift in the way that he was playing, because we all know, it's like Michael said, we kept pushing it. We kept making dumb mistakes over the past few weeks, and we're just hurting ourselves for nothing. When we've done all the hard work, we did all the hard work. We get off to great starts. And you know what? When you're listening to the commentary, they even talk about it. Like yesterday, I was listening to it as I was coming home, and they're talking about it. They're saying, the Dogs started off well against the Rabbitohs in the first 20 minutes, and then they just fell off from there. And so that people are noticing that we're just not capitalizing on our starts. We're not getting those tries early on. And once we're not in front, we're not leading, that's been hurting us. Forgetting the COVID situation for last week, that's something that we've done most of the season for our losses as well. It's not a new thing that we've done. So we need to keep learning from that. But yesterday they were ready as if the Dragons were a top 8 team. That's how we played them, thankfully. And we never took our foot off. Even really, they scored 1 try, with Holmes, and that was when they had 13. The other 2 tries they scored, we had 12 players, and that came later in the game when we were more busted, because we put a lot of effort in to get ourselves into the position we did. And as much as the commentators kept saying, it doesn't look like it's a blowout, although the Bulldogs are lapping them, that's just the way that we were playing, guys. We just kept kept them at arm's length, guys, and just kept defending our way into that game. So that's the stuff that's going to keep us going moving forward. And Michael just alluded to there, the Cowboys and Reed Marnie. How nice would it be to take their position in the 8, like the Cowboys?
I'm
the
sure
Reed Marnie sliding
I'm
doors.
sure they'll be thinking about that. I don't think our boys will be thinking about that, but I know Reed will be.
Yeah, that would be something special. I'm sure a lot of you would enjoy that as much as I definitely would enjoy that. So.
Well, there'd be about 40%. Well, I shouldn't say 40% of fans, but the people that only the naysayers, they'll be like expecting it, and they'll be like, "See, Reed Marnie gets justice," and blah blah blah. I will say though, going back to Mick Ennis, it gets really fucking annoying that you've got this bloke who, like. It's been, and same with Blocker Roach, like just the narrative, Vossi, the whole lot of them, where we might have had, it might be 9 minutes into the game and we've earned our field position. We're building the game. We've thrown a couple of shots. We haven't scored. And they start going, oh, the Dogs are going to take advantage of this. They really must take advantage of it. And look, I know that we need to, but we're actually just trying to build the game. If you'll go through that great Penrith side over the 4 years, there's lots of times in that first 10 minutes they didn't score. So many times. Even in the first 15 or 20, it was always between the 20 and 60-minute mark that they would assert themselves, and then they'd go away at the end. And I think what our problem has been is that we've sort of asserted ourselves in that we're one of the best sides between that 20-minute and of either side of half time, usually with the energy, especially when Sotili was there. But we sort of struggled with that a little bit in recent times as well. So what I think there's been a common denominator when we're on is that we get early ball out to our edges and give them time and just do quick shifts. But there's games where we try and do that where we haven't done enough through the middle to earn it. But as soon as if our back three, which did a wonderful job and they were so disciplined, you could see Carraz, the way they tackle him now. They all just sort of go in, they go high, and then they grab hold of around the jersey. They'll have one person there, and it's sort of limiting him to one type of offload, and it's a high risk one if he tries it. And they're almost giving him like crusher-like tackles, trying to contain him, and that's just a sign of how good he is.
Respect.
And it's respect. And he hadn't trained in 3 weeks, guys. Last week was the first time he trained with the boys properly.
Lightly. He's been just doing light running, very, very minor light running.
Very, very minor.
Yeah.
A lot of passing work and stuff. So so Cirro said he basically hasn't trained for the previous 3 weeks because he tore his calf again. And you can see it in his games because if he's getting pushed back in games, there's something wrong with him.
Yep.
It's usually been identified afterwards. If you see games where there's been games where they've actually driven him back, we've found out later that he's been carrying injuries and whatever else. So he generally has reasons for when he's not up for it, but he's so important to it. Even in those games where he's had a few errors in that, not necessarily last week, but other games, Gas and I have both noticed. Yeah, he's been a little bit off, and we've alluded to it sort of slightly, but he's still done a lot of really good things for the team.
Yep.
Especially in those wins. He's a special kid and a special player, and there's a reason we loved him from the first game. I also think that we'll talk about Tracy, we'll talk about Salmon, we'll talk about the interchanges as well, and why they were like the way they were. But look, Cirro puts it in the context. When you got 5 players with COVID, that's why I was like, I felt like there was a couple of calls that went against us, and I felt that their 10 meters wasn't as consistent as ours. But I did feel that they were it was like watching a boxer where we were trying to throw a punch, but they were just getting us with the counter before we were landing it, sort of thing. And they were just beating us to the punch too often in the match. And that comes from having a bunch of players on the field in the squad that just were that little bit down, obviously, with what they were dealing with. Look, sometimes people have an illness and play better. It's an individual, but generally they won't be on their game. He wasn't trying to make excuses, but he's giving you context. Like Braith says the week before, Cirro tells you nothing. Well, he was pissed off that the season is out of our hands. Even if we win every 3 games, we can not make it.
He was questioned about whether he made it up, and he turned around and said, "No, I don't lie. Like I don't lie," and he doesn't. That's the reality, guys. Like he always is telling the truth, even if he has to hide something, but he won't lie about something. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, he'll keep something to himself. But if I had to look at yesterday's game, and if I'm sitting there thinking, okay, 5 players potentially who had COVID, who's he protecting? For me, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, he brought Kiko off. Kiko normally plays 80 minutes. He rested him for 17 minutes, potentially. Leo Thompson played less minutes as well that he normally does, and he could have put him back out there and played him more. Potentially, he was another one. And the other one that didn't even come on, probably Curran might have had it as well. He goes, if I don't need him, I won't use him. Just if I'm looking at it from an outsider looking in, going, who are some of the players that might have had COVID? And he wanted to protect them potentially.
I reckon I reckon they were more effective against South though.
Oh, 100%, 100%, 100%. Yeah,
100.
But he wants them to get back to physical.
He's about to smash them. He said on Monday, and then they come in and said you might want to hold off on that.
Yeah,
if you've got some big terrible speech planned.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely some excuses running around with some of these guys. But people say, oh, what, well, he obviously didn't know that they were ill. And even when people are ill and stuff, they go, yeah, I'm fine.
I'll just keep moving through some of these chats, mate, while we're going,
Yeah.
and then we'll catch up. G'day, Brian. And I want to say a special shout out to Brian, guys, because when we asked the other day about the pick the scores, and look, if my memory's failing me, please, Brian, let me know. But I'm pretty sure Brian said 44-16.
Well
now
done,
he was
Brian.
let down by a Holmes conversion. Brian? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he said 44-16 in his one. And I think I threw up a 40-12 or something as a Timmy. What would Timmy say? That was what I said.
What did I
game.
say? I said a pretty big margin, maybe not as much as that.
Yeah. You guys wound it back into the 30s, but I was saying Timmy would have said something with the 40s. He was thinking big lately. Zreg, love the passion in the watch party, mate. Fired up. Yeah, Michael was pretty fired up. And I apologize, I ruined it for a couple guys because I was 20 seconds ahead when I jumped on. And I had to put the banner up, and you guys could see me with the banner up, and there's no try yet. So, yeah. And I didn't have my AirPods, so I couldn't hear you guys as well. So we were just doing our exciting
and the internet
bits
was
as well.
horrible. The internet was absolutely horrible.
In the end, I had to switch it off. It was just too bad. It was cutting in and out. So I
didn't realize how bad it was, but I got a text message from Optus saying that there's issues with the internet and stuff.
Oh, there you go. Because everyone in Brisbane was watching the Bulldogs game. See, that's why. So, Knox Corvus, welcome back, mate.
Champion.
How you going? How you doing? Sayed, up, boys. Love flogging the Dragons, especially for all the ones who said we'll lose to them from our fans. Our fans, guys, not the other ones. Our fans. So,
and old fellow Dave was on the plane today for his 6-hour flight to Bali.
Oh,
with his St. George supporter best mate.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
He would have had a wonderful time.
Maybe they might have
given it to him.
The captain might have done something over the PA. That's how good that was.
I was actually going to say that last night on the group chat.
Yeah,
so that's another thing, guys. If you're part of the cartel and all that sort of stuff, we're doing group chat before games and after games, and having a chat and having a laugh and whatever else. So it's good fun. Tony's actually messaged me. He said he's I've sent him a link, so he'll be like. He said about half an hour ago.
I'm waiting for you.
They're really talking up their Jersey flag win. That's where their hope is at the moment.
That's all right. That's
might be where our hope is too.
They're looking at 10 years in advance. That's fine. G'day, Tony.
G'day, Tony, and thank you again.
Lockie, how you going, mate?
Sorry
I didn't see yesterday, mate. I was sitting in a different zone, mate. Different zone.
Hey, Lockie.
G'day, Mike. Hello, everyone. Please, Mick, hop on the Red V and give them that spoon. No, let them come, mate, with their tail between their legs and take it, mate.
I actually put a comment on their live podcast just as this one was going, saying, "The spoon's waiting for you guys. The spoon's waiting."
That's it. Manuel.
G'day, Manuel.
Bullfrogs. Thank you, buddy. And there's the support there from Tony, guys. Don't forget, guys, when we hit the 200, Michael will give us a total shortly. We're getting pretty close now. There's going to be another draw.
76.
There you go. Only $24 more, guys, before we have another draw for another awesome merch from Michael's gift store, whatever you want to call it. It's
so Bulldog Mike's got a Jack Underhill shirt coming, and Nicholas Kane, he's ordered a Hazemel Magic shirt.
Yeah, El Magic. There you go.
G'day, SMK.
G'day, SMK. The crowd was poor. That's right, mate. It was. Look, the only thing that made it a little bit less worse off because that stadium, even 15,000 sounds a bit noisy, but was very disappointing, especially when you compare it to the Roosters game a couple of weeks ago. 2 Simbins, disappointing on that front. I thought the first one was unlucky and
suspended for a week, which I think is ridiculous.
Don't believe that should have been to be honest, even a sin bin, let alone a suspension. That's just overreaction, to be honest. Completely
Sterling's
overreacted.
knees bent.
Yeah.
I don't
And he
think
tried everything he could to get off him as well. You could see he contorted himself like a gymnast just to make sure he wasn't putting weight on him. And you know what? The only reason he actually stayed down, it wasn't even for the supposed hip drop, it's because Kickout coming through collected him in the head with his knee accidentally. That's the only reason he played for the penalty, because he got copped one in the head. And he's like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
So the refs just overreact sometimes in the wrong way. And this week, there's still some decisions across all the games that were very, very disappointing.
I love that video you've got of Jonathan Cirro and AJ Jones just walking together. They're actually in perfect fucking unison.
Yeah.
And they're walking to their mums.
Their families. They're all
one was to Jono's mum and AJ's dad.
His fathers, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their families, yeah.
It just reminds, I don't know if people have seen Independence Day at the end of it, where Will Smith and the other bloke are walking after they've smoking a cigar, walking together.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that'd be a good meme, but I don't know. I just love watching the young guys. And look, John O'Sullivan might be going to the Bears, and he's had the yips in a couple of games after he took a wrong option, but he was immense on.
Yeah,
his
carries
out of yardage was so good for us.
Awesome.
So good for us.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good. It's hard. Like when we were down to 12, it kind of looked like he was caught out defensively. One of them, I felt like he was probably in a better position for the catch and pass to pretty much go for the intercept, really, instead of come in for the tackle. Cherry kind of had him covered. Get yourself in between. But look, he's done amazing considering.
Sully's passes were pretty good.
They were great.
Both.
Yeah, the catch and pass were
really
great.
Well. Impacted by Sua's hip drop.
Correct. Yeah. I actually said to him after I said to him when he walked over, I said, mate, that's crap penalty, mate. I said, you shouldn't even have. I said, he copped it in the head with his knee. So that shouldn't have been nothing to do with you. And he just, he didn't know what to say because it was like frustrating for him as well. Mate, big 9-2 penalty count. We had a chat about that already.
Who's here, guys?
Sorry, mate. Hey.
Hello, boys.
Hey.
How are you guys? I told you I'd come back on.
It's the Jersey flag minor premiers.
We are. That's right. You'll be out there. We'll win that competition. Thank you very much.
I don't know about that. I reckon the doggies will come for you.
Yeah, it's always hard to beat that team the second time round. We let you win that. I think the coach said at halftime, guys, let them beat you easily in the second half. Let them have that win. False, confidence, because you've got to finish second anyway. Confidence. Yeah, and then we'll get them in the grand final. So it's all good.
Great win by you guys. You guys played so well. Burton, what a player Burton is. He had a standout game, didn't he?
First time on the right side as well.
Yeah, so you guys played a fantastic game. We played like absolute bastards, making too many errors, missed tackles. It wasn't a good display by us.
Look, your young guys are up for it early, but that's what happens with young guys. They're inconsistent, mate. It's so hard to stay up. Right.
Yeah,
they get them guys another preseason, another 2 preseasons, and some good recruitment decisions on from here. The Dragons should be competing for finals big time.
I'm wrong.
There you go, mate. There you go, mate. There you go, mate.
I can't.
There you go. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations.
We've got a slim hope.
Your first ever spoon. No, it's gone. You haven't got a slim hope. The for and against difference between you and the Titans is for 2 games. Yeah, but forget about it.
If we win by 40 and they lose by 40, it gets a lot closer. So
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I know.
It's gone.
Brisbane
come and get that chance.
I might come and get that spoon off you during the week. I'll pop over to your side of the lake, and I'll come and get it. And we'll record it and we'll play it on both the channels.
No worries.
Beautiful.
We'll have some fun with it, mate. No worries.
We'll get it put on.
We'll have a coffee and a pie or something. We'll organise something.
Yeah. No worries, mate.
But thank you very much. Thank you very much for knocking us out. You got a hard game next week against Penrith.
Friday night at Combank.
So that'll be a tough one for you.
We'll be
well. I hope you do. I hope you make the 8. The Dragons are gone now. But yeah, hopefully we can do a lot more next year with each other. And
Well, the team that you've got, you should be competitive now. Hopefully,
I hope so. We've got to hit the ground running next year. If we don't hit the ground running, there's going to be doubt. There's going to be everything's going to be against us. And
you need to shut your fans up, mate. You need to let you
exactly
need to,
right.
You need to be a voice of reason and say, guys, they need time to gel, and
Yeah,
these
they
young
do.
kids just need to get time to get better and better and better. That's
But we
all
still
it is.
need to hit. We still need to hit the ground running and be competitive.
Well, look, in 2024, the Dogs lost their first 2 games, but there was a massive. I think we had 31% possession with 8 minutes to go against the Parramatta Eels, and they'd only scored 3 tries on us in the whole game, which so there was resilience. And then we should have been beating Cronulla in the second game, and everyone started writing us off. I'm like, nah. There's something about these Bulldogs this year. They're showing resilience. So it's not always about the scoreboard. It's about how they're playing.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true. It's true. Well,
Just
all right, guys.
All right.
All right,
Awesome,
guys. I
mate.
jumped on to say good day, and
No worries.
Now
thank you
you've
for
got to
handing
go
me
get
the
a
spoon.
tattoo of the bull. You got to get a tattoo
Oh,
of it
no.
on your bum,
Oh no!
and you actually
didn't
got
make-
to
we
bend
didn't
over
make
now,
that,
and
Dad.
Gus is going to smack you with it.
He can. Smack me with a bulldog. All right, guys.
It could be our only highlight
thanks-
of the year.
thanks
Could
for
be
the-
our only highlight.
Thanks for the loss. Thanks for the
when
loss.
the spoon, when the spoon goes marching in.
Marching to win. That's what it is. When the spoon goes marching to win. Anyway, guys,
Stadium.
thanks very much for having me. I'll see you next
all
year.
right. Enjoy the weekend.
Good luck,
much
to
love,
no
Tony.
worries.
good luck to the Bulldogs.
Pete.
And I'll send you a message, Gas, and we'll
No worries,
organise
mate. All
something
good.
during the
Done.
week.
Beautiful.
All right, mate. See
All
you later.
See you guys.
Ciao.
See you, buddy. See you, mate.
Well done, legend. Thank you. It was fun. So there you go, guys. The spoon goes to win, marching to win.
So yeah,
In
these
stadium.
teams that are not in the finals contentions are more dangerous than teams that are trying to either get in or get a home final.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen that already, guys, playing out today. The cocky Roosters, just to fit the pun there, tried to bite off more than they can chew. 8 wins in a row versus 8 losses in a row, and look at the result, guys. Look at the result. So
Yeah.
it's
And they knocked on. They had so many chances early in that game to just knocking the ball on. But well done to Wests. Like I know their supporters and that have carried on with the Galvin thing, and I get it. They're fucking bitter and carrying on, but the West Tigers, I'd rather see them do well than the fucking Roosters or any of these teams. I can tell you that much.
And I think their supporters has got bigger fish to fry now than Galvin. Galvin's long gone. They've got other players to worry about now that have let them down in other ways. So that's all right.
Doreen Buller was good today.
Yep.
Only young.
Yep.
Only young.
Which is exactly why the Tigers will be tough for the Cowboys. Yeah, guys, look, both the Cowboys games that they play at their home ground, so they both play Tigers and Raiders. If we win our last 2, they just need to lose 1 game. That's it out of those 2. If we win our last 2, guys, which is not guaranteed, obviously, but if we win our last 2, we force them to have to win both as well. I'd be focusing on them a bit more at the moment before we start worrying about the Rabbitohs. So because the for and against is more challenging for the Rabbitohs.
Sorry, guys. I'm
both.
focusing
We want
on.
both. We always do.
I'm 100% in on the Rabbitohs getting smashed by the Titans and
losing
all
against
their
the
players
Roosters.
breaking their legs. Like I really don't care. I hate.
I'm just saying that, like we need to rely on 2 losses from the Rabbitohs. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, we need to rely on 2 losses from the Rabbitohs. We need to rely on 1 from the Cowboys. So
and we need to win.
Mate, and the other day, but we were at the ground. We were cheering the Warriors. We were watching the game. Like yesterday, and we were cheering the Warriors. We're like, oh no, the Rabbitohs are coming back. But then they went ahead again. And good to see them sitting in first as well. Thankfully, the Roosters didn't win. I like seeing them sitting in first. We like the Warriors. Levi, we like the Warriors.
Penrith don't want to have to play a
away game,
a semi-final in New Zealand.
Correct.
So Yeah, look, as we're talking, I reckon we'll look at more of that on Tuesday, but I think they're going to
Yeah.
stagger it. I think you're right there. That Gas believes that, and I'm not. They're going to rest in one of the two games, or they're going to stagger it. Who Warriors play next week? Someone they should beat.
Warriors play.
I can tell you who the Warriors don't want to play. Us.
Yeah, the
think
Warriors
that-
play the Knights. That's a big game. The Knights on the Sunday, final game of the week. Oh, sorry, second last game of the week.
Is that in Newcastle?
No, that's in the Warriors' hometown.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's at Go Media Stadium in Auckland.
Yeah, they're going to go crazy for that. I reckon the Knights will tank that. I really do. I reckon they tanked on the weekend as well. And by that, I mean just keeping some energy in the tank. It was still it was an end-to-end game. There was fatigue in the game, but it was the intent. Their intensity wasn't there as it needs to be, and obviously they're missing some key players as well. But they've qualified for the semis. They really there's not much to gain from them going absolutely crazy on the run home. Sort of reminds me a bit of the Bulldogs in 2024.
They still have a bye. That's why up their sleeve. That's why they've got the
right.
advantage. But if anyone watched their game yesterday, there was a massive turning point for them against Manly when they were up. I think it was 16-8 or something. They were up, leading, and they got a penalty, and they had them on the rack. They were scoring points at will, and they went for the 2 points.
Yeah.
And then from that, Manly got the ball from the kickoff when they kicked the 2. Got the ball from the kickoff from a mistake in that set, which you obviously shouldn't do when you've kicked the goal, and then they never looked back. They just put the cleaners to them after that. That was a massive turning point that you didn't need to do. That you didn't need. What was that 2 points for? That was unnecessary. I felt at that time.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking that they wanted to get that 18-point lead and and manage the game from there, and they probably thought they were going to.
That was less, but it was only like 12 or less. But it was just. It was a bad call at the time. When you watch, some games you're watching and you're seeing the momentum, and it was Old Boys Day. All these things are happening, and then they just stopped everything, and then allowed them just to. And I'm like, hang on,
they lose a lot
call.
on Old Boys Day.
Yeah, a lot of teams would cop that pressure as well.
I think we played them like 4 Old Boys Days in a row.
Yeah,
potentially.
So
there you go. But I think. And Cronulla might cruise home as well. They're pretty much done as far as making the.
Well, they got Parramatta next week at home, so at Parramatta at Combank, and then they finish with the Storm. So
maybe. Yeah.
So they'll want.
I think they'll go hard against the Storm.
Yeah,
I think that as a tune-up, they went pretty hard against us last year in that last game, and I think we tried hard.
Well, next week's a grand final rematch as well. Grand final rematch this week as well on Thursday night.
Bronco Storm. I think Bronco will win. Bronco will. It's be Payne Huss's last game and stuff. If he plays and he's not injured, I expect them to throw caution to the wind. It's a really dangerous game. I'm confident we can beat Penrith. I'm dead set worried about that game.
Yeah.
They've still got so much talent on the field.
And they've been our bogey team for the last, 4 or 5 games as well. They've been the team. So if we overcome Penrith and then basically overcome Brisbane, we'll actually be coming into the finals in the right place we want to be, as long as we haven't, knock on wood, copped any injuries or anything. Because look at even Penrith. They've lost their halfback now for 3 games through a suspension, which is, to me, like 2 more games than I thought he deserved, but that's bad luck, I suppose.
Oh, Jack Cogger.
Yeah. So he's out as well 6 for the next 3 games. Yeah. Which
looks like they'll bring Blaze. They'll bring Blaze back. And look, I think Blaze Talangi will be much better for going back and coming back as well. I think it's good timing for him actually, as far as they go. But we know how to beat Penrith. They obviously know how to beat us.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to, look, we were deprived of that big game at the end of last year. And I think, look, if they went into that game with their full side, I think we would have won probably more comprehensively than we did against their reserve grade team. And the reason I say that is because they'd been on such a long run. And I think, it took the wind out of our sails a bit because we were building up for that match. And, they just deprived us of it. But anyway, I think
it's only because they lost the week before. And once they knew that they were no chance for the top 4, they just tanked that game completely. So, it was a 28-4 we won. And it was just, we didn't even really get out of second or third gear ourselves. We just sort of bumbled our way through it. But the problem was we actually copped a few injuries in that game as well, which ended up hurting us in the long run for the rest of the season.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
So look, and we don't have the luxury anymore, obviously, to rest. But I'd rather have the momentum this year. Like we've said all year, if we can come into the finals playing well at the end of the year, it's going to be better for us to make some impact in the finals this year. We're not on an 8-0 run now coming in and then having to have to win, for example, 14 or 15 games to win the grand final. We only have to now win, 3 in a row and then win another 4 games. So that's in our favor if we're going to do anything. And that's the only way I'm thinking, guys, is that first week of October. Until it says that we can't do it, that's where I am. So,
well, that's it. That's where we've been the whole season. We believe.
Yes.
We don't put a cap on where we can go.
Yep.
But we also have the understanding that we didn't have a lot of luck. Even that, we should be sitting there right now. And this is what Cirro was talking about. It's like they were pissing in our pocket 2 weeks ago. Didn't take them long to go to flip again.
That's right.
And we know this week they'll be talking us up against the Panthers like we should be winning the game.
Yeah. I hope they're still big favorites, because we really need to come in there like feeling like we're the big underdogs and everything. So just to give ourselves that boost that we've had all year, we've sort of lifted for those underdog games and backs against the wall. Look, we want the game more than Penrith, obviously. And like I said before, I don't even know how many, if he's going to do it, Cleary, which he generally does, he may, like I said, stagger a couple here and a couple there for the next 2 weeks, but still with the intention to try to win the game. But the fact that he's missing, his captain and lock could shift things around for him. He might feel a little bit more vulnerable and want to see a better result. So that second half the other day didn't do him the world of good, unfortunately. The way that they came back at them the other day, second half, that wasn't great for Panthers. Although they blew out to a 22-0 lead, that game was still on the line coming down the the stretch, and they didn't score any points in the second half. So, so that I'm hoping that that's a good thing for us. That these are little worrying things that they need to keep sorting out in their game, and we can try to get them on the hop while they're sorting that stuff out. Prostay, g'day, how you doing? I was surprised about the first sin bin against Sewer. Yeah,
we're still dead pissed off about it.
That's right. What a win. That's it, Lorenzo. AJ Jones, we have a goodie on our hands. Can't afford to let him go. Very aggressive. Yeah,
we
like
got him
Michael said,
we locked him up for next year, and obviously he'll be a free agent still from November. And he's from New Zealand. His dad lives there and stuff. I think he's one of these ones we just have to take it year by year, but we definitely loves the club. The club loves him, and hopefully, but sometimes these decisions are taken out of your hand. What annoys me, and I always say it, is that it's essentially just made out that if the player leaves, it meant we didn't want them, and in a way that is true, but it's definitely not. Be realistic. It's a player's market at the moment,
big time. People's
values are inflated, and managers are going to do what's best for them and their own families as well as the players. So look, Jacob Preston's given instructions to his manager to get a deal done with the Dogs. obviously there's certain things he'd want in that deal, and his manager would be like, don't worry, we'll get this done, we'll do it this way, this is what works, blah, 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 blah. They leave it in their hands. But yeah, it's so annoying how it's played out so far. And just what's more disappointing is the ex-players and people just treating every bit of negative news as if that's the only narrative.
That's right.
Which is why I do those articles, why I put in the time to discuss it, why I answer people who are talking about it in such a way. There's this absolute disgusting human called Tony Sarr. I don't know who the fuck he is. If anyone knows who he is, doesn't have a profile picture. And I'll call these people out because they call me out all the time. They make fun of me, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. What does bother me, though, is that they continually drive narratives of negativity against the club. And look, we're going to do something on Gus Gould as well, because Gus Gould probably will have to leave our club, but it's not for the reason that people think. It's not so we can. If you go back, I was going when this was raised to me, and I was going back and I was actually looking at old articles and stuff. I've been doing that over the weekend and just reading through a lot and going back through old footage and whatever. And Penrith, when Gus was there, copped just as much shit as we're copping now. Just as much. Every single contract detail, the amount they were spending, who he let go of Michael Gordon, a winger, and Luke Lewis, and all these stars, all these people. Lewis goes and wins a comp at fucking Cronulla and whatever else, get the Clive Churchill, and he let go of Matt Moylan, and he brought in James Maloney, and he brought in James Tamau, and people talking about him wasn't good enough. And I remember our reserve grade side beat them in a trial with all those players playing. But the point I'm trying to make is that they just continually hammered him. And when he was at the Roosters, it was the same thing back in the day. Just constantly reported on. Constantly. Not just everything was about Phil Gould. So, yeah, he has to leave once he's done his job. And that's set a framework that works and that is ahead of the game, so that they can be okay when certain things happen. They've got that. It's like having your style of play that you can go back to, and the Dogs have definitely got that now. There's things that they can just go back to, which gets them going again, resets them in a game and stuff, and we've seen it a lot. It's the same with a club, and that's what Gus does with the pathways and gets the frameworks and the structures in place, that if you do have a cyclone come through and knock the roof off, the whole house isn't going to fall down. You just replace the roof. How many analogies can we get out today? And these things are fucking important. So I'm thinking, 5 years, maybe Gus has to go just to take that pressure off our players and off our team, and because he would have done enough work and there'd be enough people in the organisation just to know exactly what their roles are and how it works, and a lot more educated people in the game on how to run clubs and make clubs successful. And it's undeniable that we are in such a much better place than we were in. And it hasn't been through signing absolute superstars in superstars positions, current players. It's about the amount of talent and depth they've got coming through their juniors, and our under-18s is just a bottleneck of talent. So much that. But
it's exactly Gus's words. His job is to make his job redundant. That's his job. That's exactly like his job is to make himself redundant in the business. That's his role. That's what he does. And he's open and exactly open and upfront about that. He's got nothing to hide from that. So it's to bring the right people in and get them doing the right thing to make himself redundant. I'm not needed here anymore. Maybe he won't go to another club anymore. Maybe he'll just focus on his media now. That's it. And just be focusing on that until
enjoy his life a little bit.
Exactly. But that's it's because of his criticisms that people want to chase him, especially certain members of the media. That's whoever club he's at gets drawn into that. and that's what we're copying at the moment as well. So, yep, the parcel's on its way. It will be delivered tomorrow. There you go.
Any issues with it, mate? We'll get you something else sorted out. Don't worry.
Make
Always
sure you
worry
send a
if
photo.
it's not good enough quality or if it's too big or too small or whatever.
That's it.
But we take care of you guys.
Critter's reaction when Cirro said, "Well, I don't lie," was absolutely priceless. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, check the go onto the NRL website, go across, click on press conferences on watch, and have a look at the press conference yesterday. It was
Or go to the Dogfather page on Facebook, and it's right there for you to watch.
There you go, guys. There you go. Wherever you want to
help a brother out.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all right. You know, no such thing as copyright when you want to help someone. No, that early kick was not on. We had just got the 6 again, and Galvin had a habit of doing it. It was dumb footy at that stage. Build pressure and watch the opposition crack.
As I said, I have no problem with the intent, but it was dumb, and we've been dumb all year.
Yeah. G'day, Aki. How are you, buddy?
Brother.
How are you, mate?
Good to
James,
see you on the
welcome.
TV, mate.
Preston was getting in people's faces, and good old Max King going over. He looks like he really enjoyed him. Oh, look, it's only been 4 times, so he's got to make the most of it, you know. And he once he got up and he was claiming it, you know. Before the review went up, I started putting the banner up. I go, I'm trusting this guy. He's that confident. I'm trusting him. That's it.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying on the watch along. I'm like, he should have actually put it up a try once Max King said I've scored.
Yes.
And then after the game, Maxie's like saying, "Oh, even if I hadn't scored, I'm saying it's a try." Oh my God, make me look stupid.
No, but he had a good feeling because he knows when he was pushing the ball down, he was very close. So he had a bit of fun with the Fox guys after the game.
Oh, it's good to have fun and see 4 or 5 player interviews after the game, and
it was good.
It's really good.
That's why it's worse when you do that 5:30 game. They literally just jump off that game and go straight to the next game. So, Heinzie, we need to keep the same intensity against Penrith and Brisbane. Well, let's hope they keep doing now. They've only got a short run at everything, so you don't have to wind up for so long. So, Cirro,
Tony. Yep. We told I put that on the Facebook page as well.
Yep. There you go.
And that Tony Sarr guy was going on about, Denny's Gus's mate, blah 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 blah. I don't care. You know, it's why does every narrative have to be the negative narrative for people? And when people just repeat anything that Buzz Rothfield has said, they've got no integrity themselves. They've got actual. It's just a fantasy world. People are in an absolute fantasy world when it comes to talking about Phil Gould. In many ways, in the for and the against.
He's living in their head rent-free,
another fantasy.
He's living in their head rent-free, mate. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Gus is the saviour as much as Gus is in Gus we trust. Yeah, I get that, but that's still fantasy as well. This is a guy who comes in, he does his job well, gets the people in the right positions to do their job, and your return on investment is here at, say, $8 or $1 or 50 cents for what we are on, 2 cents. And now it's valued at about fucking $5, but we want it to be valued at 20. And it's gone down. And this year it's probably plateaued and dropped a tiny bit. Faced some challenges in the market, but we're going to keep ascending. You look at that line that average line go up, and
that's it.
By the time he leaves,
what does Pete Weber say, mate?
Pete Weber's there.
No,
keep the faith.
Keep the faith, guys.
Keep the faith, brothers.
And
shout out to Pete as well. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
shout out to
Pete.
Right. He's having just a shout out. He's got a new grandchild, which is brilliant. So congratulations to Benny. We went and watched the footy with Benny and Pete last year, and so congratulations, Grandpa. And he's also just having a little health worry at the moment, but hopefully everything's okay. Oh, that's what happens when you become an old bastard like Pete.
That's it.
Love you, Peter.
I honestly don't know what Blocker is doing on Fox. Absolutely zero contribution. He just repeats comments he has heard elsewhere. Yeah, a lot of them are like that now. They just grab one. Like even it's disappointing when you hear Rennie Matul, all these guys now, they just jump on there and they go, oh, why are they lowballing? Why? Oh, they don't even, they're just picking up crap and just repeating it. This was done weeks and weeks ago, and everyone grabbed it this week as if it just happened. And they just regurgitated the same crap. Like, oh, anyway.
And it's the right figure anyway. Like this is, as I said in the article, Peter Bedell is the guy who knowingly lied that Toby Sexton was about to sign a 2-year deal with the Dogs for $500,000 a season. He knowingly lied about that and released that for his mate, and Gus called it out. The reason you know that Peter Bedell has it in is that he doesn't speak. I've never heard him speak verbally about the Bulldogs or about Phil Gould ever. So he keeps it completely in written literature. That sounded cool. In a written format, and he did the lowball offer in June. Then we get Triple M and these other, and then the Mole, basically repeating the story.
Yep.
Pangilly before that on August the 1st had released a story that we were close to getting a deal done. I got it confirmed that that the manager messaged people in the media and said that was 100% bullshit, which isn't good for us to hear that, but that's the manager. But then he tells one bloke, one B grade reporter like Molly, that Preston's unhappy that we haven't matched it or whatever. And then he's telling Paul Kent that he hasn't spoken to the Dogs since the original offer. And then you got people angry at each other. And then you got him going. And then you got Peter Bedell coming out with the offer 2 days after that, what the offer was. And then the next day, what does he do?
He brings up about
Jack Underhill's is unhappy.
Yep.
And he's fallen out of favour with Cirro because he knows Bulldogs fans are sitting there saying, oh, how come Jack Underhill's not still in the team? After we lose, they say it.
Yep.
Because he's on a development journey, and other people have come back into the team fit, like Kickow, like Preston.
King.
Yep. These people come back into the team. The guys that are on the bench go down, and
that's it.
Like, but that's
something I guess surprised. He was surprised about that too, because we had a text message from him to confirm that, guys, that he wasn't even sure where all this came from. But
like,
don't forget,
crazy.
Peter Bedell is in Brisbane, guys, and Broncos are looking for front rowers, and he's a Queenslander. So for them, it was just an easy thing. He can't negotiate with anyone for a while. So why not just stick something out there as if, oh, this is a story, and create something out of nothing just to show, hey, listen, Broncos are interested in you, mate, if you want to come and play first grade. That's basically all it's doing. You know, if you're interested, get your manager to contact us. You know, ask the Bulldogs for permission to talk. That's all it's doing, guys. Not from the player, from the other side, thinking, how are we going to get this guy? You know, he'd be a great fit for us. How can we get him?
It's a smart move by them, and he would think, and what kid who's loves his family and he's from Queensland wouldn't want to play for the Broncos? Probably grew up going for him. Would not surprise me. And then was in the Sunshine Coast system, which was linked to the Melbourne Storm. They rejected him. That's why he come to the Dogs.
But what's every supporter going to do, guys, out there? Not every, but most of them. They started jumping up and down and crying about how this guy's, you know, getting mistreated. And all I kept seeing, guys, was get rid of Ciraldo and Gus because of all these things that are happening, which are so far from the truth that it's not funny. And anyone who says that has got rocks in their heads, guys. Absolutely. Those
and then
guys
you got the NRL
anywhere.
fraternity that just jump on with it. Oh, why would they let him go? Why would they let him go?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because they want to keep Jamin Salmon and this whole thing. Oh, they re-signed Jamin Salmon. They re-signed Jamin Salmon last year to the end of 2027
on this much money,
on about 300 grand.
Yeah.
It's a, you know,
he's bargained for us for what he does. He's a bargain for us, guys. Salmon. He's been one of our 4 players this year.
There's literally 15 other fullbacks paid more money than Connor Tracy.
Yes.
And he was our man of the match. We had Jamin Salmon. Pete's man of the match was Jamin Salmon, and I agreed. I think Connor Tracy was a split air between them. I could have given it to him. And then you got Jacob Carraz as well. Those three players you just give them all the points.
And Birdo was there as well. Yeah. 4-3-2-1. There you go, guys. There's your top four.
Beautiful.
There's your top four. So
in any order, I'm happy, to be honest.
Mick Ennis commentary at the moment is like some games he has played. He overcooks it. He should be on MasterChef. Thanks,
His
Tony.
son played well in Massey Cup on the weekend. He made a difference. He's pretty creative, actually. Young Jack Ennis, well named. Another Jack.
I think Carraz was born injured. Can you imagine him fully fit for 12-month period? Well, it was. I'm going to blame Gus on this one. He did say that he was the best trainer in the off season and looked as fit as he's ever been, and he hasn't been fit ever since. Thanks, Gus. Just leave him alone, will you? Pick on someone else.
Oh, it's like Matt Nable and Latrell Mitchell. Let's fucking go. Fitter than he's ever been. And then there's Wayne Bennett.
And then
every year.
And then he comes an injury that he hasn't even had before. Oh, let's just pull another one out.
Latrell Mitchell. He's never been fitter.
Yeah. Just wait till the narratives come out this week.
Matt Nable must be sitting there going, do I have to read this out again? I love Matt Nable in.
He'll probably tell you, did AI write this again, you bastards? Lorenzo, Dragons are in the bin.
Great job in that movie, that show. Love it.
Can't wait for Friday night against the penniless Panthers. I hope we get 50-0 against them.
No worries. And thank you, Lorenzo. He's a member of my Dogfather page on Facebook.
There you go. Leo looked a little pale and played less minutes than usual, but solid effort as always. Yes.
Well, he played 25 minutes and then he come on for the last 13. And look, I do think they were keeping him up their sleeve, but I also think that they kept more mobile players on the field during those. Like they couldn't make another interchange because we had Cirro go off, which meant that Leo had to work harder in that 10-minute period, obviously. And some of the speed that him and King were pushing out.
They're working together very well, yeah.
The way they were working out, the pushing from the inside out was just brilliant. But he's he works his ass off.
Yeah. Absolutely
works his ass off.
But you know what? For us, there was a unique aspect to what Cirro did yesterday, guys. We have not been 24-0 at halftime for a long time. So he was afforded some luxuries that he normally is not afforded. And he had to make the most of it. So good luck to him. So,
man's groin. I reckon that was a drumstick tackle on his fucking leg and groin.
Yeah.
The way he grabbed it and I don't know. In slow motion looked worse.
We'll get him back for the finals, guys, hopefully. What about the Roosters loss today? Well, I know for a fact Teddy was fit to play, decided to rest him further, did not respect the opposition.
Shit.
Tough. Yes.
That's it.
I don't mind Leo not playing as many minutes, considering the huge minutes he played, and with the Panthers next week, 100%. And that's what you got to do now. You need to balance out based on the results. And we're giving that option to Cirro if we can.
And he played 70 minutes a couple of weeks ago too.
Correct.
So
yep.
They need to give him a bit of a break.
Bittersweet result, knowing we are just going. No, we're not. Don't think like
Mr.
that.
Mr. Canterbury, 35.
Don't think like that.
See, look, but look, you might call yourself a realist. I'm not having a crack, but people call them trying to be realists or trying to write it off so their egos don't get hurt. This is what we were saying to Tony the other day. We were up on the banter. It was sort of hard for us to be like that. Yeah. But we were being smart asses. We had a lot of jokes that we said. We said we were going to flog them this time. We were a lot more conservative for the Vegas game, myself and Gas were. But we're going to smash them. And look, if it didn't turn out that way, we don't talk to people for the next 2 or 3 days, right? and then we just own it and keep then think, you know what, we're going to beat Penrith.
Move on. Next.
So yeah, protect your ego, protect your poor little spine or whatever it is. Sorry, mate. I shouldn't be. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, mate. I'm just trying to say.
Abusi, welcome.
Let's back
Dragons are
'em.
in the bin.
Let's back them.
Got the lights on. Is that a beamer there? Our discipline was near perfect last night. Love it. Although the ref didn't think so. He had
9-2 penalty count.
he had it in against us, honestly, and his record reffing against us, nothing changed. We took it out of his hands, but nothing changed. Even that knock on when Flanagan jumped up and touched the ball off Tracy, we challenged it 12 minutes into the game. Clear as daylight for everyone. They're all looking at him. They go, how come you couldn't see that? They were asking him. They were right there in front of us. How come you couldn't call it? How come you couldn't say? Why did we have to challenge that? They were asking him. Like,
And
how
calling
blatant
that other
that
try
was.
the try. Like,
Yeah.
look, why
And
can't
then,
he just say,
yeah, let's have a look at it. Exactly.
let's have a look at it?
Yeah.
I think it's, even if he goes, I think it's a try. I think he held on to it, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a little bit, it's like, nah.
Yeah. You
Fucking
guys worry
bullshit.
about up there. Not my problem. Rob, Ronnie, evening, always great beating the Dragons. Never forget Soward the coward.
Coward, the
Yes.
fucking coward.
Probably still one of my most hated players, Soward and Cherry Evans. Big T is coming. He's come and he's gone, and he's got a spoon stuck somewhere. Ticket prices were a disgrace again. Yeah, they keep jacking them up. It didn't help for yesterday's game as well. Do you think we will play at Belmore next year? No, we won't play for a while because the stadium that's still getting built over there, so that we're not going to be there for a while still. Congrats on the win. Thank you, Rugby League Roundup. At least now the Dragons can use the spoon as a paddle to get up Shit Creek. There you go, guys. Up they go. Thanks, Rugby League Roundup. You're a good bloke. There you go. Knox got some great clips you guys are putting out. Michael.
Sorry, mate.
There's some great clips you're putting out, mate. Good job with your clips.
Oh, thanks, Knox Corvus. Yeah, some of them are borrowed from the Bulldogs and whatever. Some of them from Gas live at the game, sharing it with us. So thank you.
Worries. I'm on the ground. I got to do something. Thanks, Mike. Well, I have a soft spot for the doggies. My mum's a big fan, so I have a lot of love in my heart for the dogs. That's it. Share the love, guys. Share the love. What do we got here? Gratitude. G-Day. G'day, guys. It's Tawala injured. And if so, now, according to Ciraldo's press conference,
Knee injury could be
1 week.
Could
He
be.
should be back this week to replace Sua, hopefully. G'day, Dragons fan. Welcome back, Mr. Big T. Mr. T has been and gone. Mike Cool, welcome. Sorry I'm late. Just came back from Cronulla because my cousin made her NRLW debut a couple of weeks ago, and she scored in every game she's played. Haven't won a game, though. Sharky's not doing well. That's all right. Neither are our girls at the moment. Wait, I thought Big T was going to turn it into a paintbrush. Dragons have recruited well. Yeah, so far, mate, they've done well. Yeah, there's celebration there when they got their first spoon a few minutes ago. Good stuff, Big T.
Oh, that's rugby league. That's the young fella, Billy.
Yes. Yeah.
And
we need Tigers to beat Cowboys. We need to beat Penrith. Yes, guys, plenty to do. But we need to look after our backyard and then pray like we have been the last 2 weekends for the other teams. Penrith may rest players this week because playing a Dogs team that is desperate is a risk for their players. Yeah, that's what we said earlier. We do hurt teams. So disappointing crowd last night. That's right, mate. Yeah, I said that earlier. You were going to go, but my dad didn't want to. Also, every away game I've been to, we've lost. So I didn't want us. Thanks for staying away, mate. And do me a favor, don't come to ComMate this week as well, if that's the case. Go to watch it at the Leagues Club or something. What a win, guys. What a win. What a win, Dragons. In the bin. I hope we beat Penrith 50-0. Thank you, Lorenzo. By Canberra losing at home for Papa's last home game, they will make it up in the last round against North Queensland to send him off a winner in his last game. I like the sound of that. Great review, guys. Bring on the Panthers. Pay ID $25.
That gets us to the 200, Lucas. And Lucas has put in about, I think that's 65 for this round. So thank you so much, mate.
There you go. It's all happening. We've got a draw happening today, guys. Well done. Anyone else who jumps in today, guys, can also be added to the draw now that they know what's going ahead. But you'll those money will also carry over, won't they, to the next one? Is that right?
That's it. Yep. Any money from here on will go into the next draw.
There you go. So you can get a double hit, guys. Double hit. Panthers win field position, have more class in the spine, so the Dogs can play their game for 80 minutes, I'm guessing. Dragons got smacked. Lord, give me a sign. Yes, they did. Smacked back to Cogra. Yeah, not too far from Allianz, but yeah, they didn't do too well. Do we think Penrith will rest players? Look, we've spoken about that. They may do it in staggered format for the next 2 weeks. It just depends on how much they believe they can guarantee themselves a top 2 so they can get a home final. And I think what's helped us is the Tigers today maybe have given them a little bit of a buffer potentially. Yeah. So so we'll see how that goes. I could have gone to the Sharks and won a comp on the peptides as well. There you go. Everywhere Gus has gone, either as a player, coach, or manager, he's had success. But according to the narrative, it's never credited to Gus. That's right. The other day, they were saying how he got sacked from the Bulldogs after winning the grand final. But that means it tells you they don't know the real story, what happened in 1988. Seriously. Murat, welcome. Anyone else going to the Panthers and Bulldogs? Yeah, we'll check that one out on Tuesday night. And we've got some more funds coming through. Thank you, guys.
Who's that?
Mike, thanks, mate.
Oh, thank you, mate. That's into the next one, and you get another ticket in this one.
There you go. We have.
And looking all the cartel members. So I got Snopsy as well. All get one ticket in. And if you're a member of the channel in any form and you do make a $5 contribution, you get an additional ticket for every time you contribute.
There you go. Awesome stuff, guys. Thanks for your support. You can see, guys, how much stuff Michael does for us, for all of us. The cartel members, they all get bags and gift bags and all sorts of stuff, guys. It's very exciting. There's a lot of stuff happening, so well done. Atlas Astro. Hi, boys. Gus won premierships as a coach at 2 clubs, one at Origin. I think he's still got the best Origin record for any New South Wales coach. And set Penrith and let's not forget the Warriors. Look at them now, and he's setting us on the way too. So it takes time, guys, building these pathways, getting all this stuff done. And Gus is super passionate about that. And for anyone who thinks that Gus has a day-to-day involvement in what's happening on the field, think again. You know, he may discuss things with Cirro, but Cirro gets his final call on everything he wants to do. Gus doesn't have any say on anything that happens week to week, guys. So his job is to, try to find the best players to build the club and work out the salary cap, work out all those things for the next few years and get the right people in the business to make it a successful operation. All these things, not to dictate who's on and off the field, guys. So a lot of people are still in a lot of illusions about this. And whenever there's a loss, for some reason, it's Gus's fault. Watching the boys' reaction when it was clear Max got it down tells you the type of bloke he is. Much loved member of the team. Yeah. Those forward cartels, mate, they're a great union, those bunch. And all the guys appreciate the work they do. Why doesn't it work both ways? If Danny can't be listened to because he is Gus's mate, then don't listen to all the ones that hate him as well. That's true.
Exactly.
Logic don't make too much sense, mate, because it doesn't work, because it doesn't sell papers, it doesn't sell clicks. At the moment, everything is all about money, mate. That's all it's about. No one cares about all this other stuff. Max King scoring is something fun to watch. Remember his good old try on Good Friday against the Bunnies? Yes. And also, who'll forget the one that he scored against Canberra last year in that 20-0 comeback? Channel 9 commentary, shocking, talking about a soccer match when Birdo scores. Yeah, exactly. Because we've got, Hetherington playing against Man
And then
U.
they're chatting about fucking Talangi coming in when Tracy's about to score.
Yeah, exactly. 90-minute count, give me a break. Yeah, absolutely. Not great. Salmon was awesome for the Dogs last night. Yes, look, he only had 1 minute that he'll want to take back. Where he lost the ball and then gave away a penalty, and that's just tough. But he copped two reports yesterday and copped $1,000 for each, and those were his first two this year. So, he made my team of the week. Awesome stuff, Mr. Rugby League Roundup. There you go. Atlas, same people whinging about changes, then call for wholesale changes. Salmon was great against the Dragons. Yeah.
They're don't tinker, then ask for wholesale changes.
Yeah. It's as if we've got, 20 first grade quality ready players sitting in reserve grade just waiting to jump in. Marley Zard, Gordon Ramsay. Oh, there you go. That's probably Chef Ramsay, Chef Ennis. Oh my God, Andrew Johns is on some wacky tobacco. He said on the footy show today, our game was a close game. In all honesty, Johnsy has lost it. He's got some good insights, and he's still probably, as a player, probably one of the most complete players I've ever seen. I watched Sheldon Hayward in Survivors Cup. The kid looks like a gun.
He is a gun.
He was on fire, guys. He was on fire. He did so many good things. Set up some great tries and scored some crackers as well. My only grief was don't taunt the opposition when you've made a break and you're off on your way to score. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Don't taunt the opposition and point at them and laugh back at them as you're on the way to score. And I can only say that because I was actually there watching it. And the players came in and jumped over the top of him and got into a little fight because it just hurt their egos. That's just normal. But we were always taught, guys, just respect the opposition. You got the ball, get it down, celebrate after, but don't taunt them before. I've seen players drop the ball celebrating and stuff.
Look, honestly, I've got no fucking problem with it, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to argue on that because it's just like we don't know what's going on in the four walls. This is an ego game, and some people need to play with that ego. Look at Ronaldo Mulatalo. He drives us absolutely nuts. But how much satisfaction does he and his team get when they beat us? And how much satisfaction do we get when we beat them for the same reason? And who knows? He might have been laughing at someone who said something about his girlfriend or any fucking thing. We don't know. So I'm just saying
he could be the bigger man is all I was saying. That's it.
Yeah.
For me, I got taught that when we were playing and you play competitive and you do it. I've seen players get hooked after scoring a try, doing a big swan dive in a celebration and whatever, and get hooked because that's just not on. And for me, whether you want to call it old school or if you be the bigger man, and if he wants to play those games, and for someone that said something, mate, celebrate all you like after the try. But, the last thing you want is you lose your concentration doing those little cheap celebrations before you score and you lose the ball. That's all I'm saying. And I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, I know.
That's all.
I was actually watching, it was funny because, it was in the high school game, Westfield in 2023, and Galvin's running underneath the posts, and he's all like, yay! And the dudes come in and knock the ball out of his hands. It's similar to Birdo on Mitchell Moses a few years ago. Yep. They actually, because they come from behind, they were losing, and that was going to win them the game. They ended up actually winning the game afterwards because they were down, they were losing. They actually came back to win, but he was going over to score the winning try, and the opposition fucking knocked it out of his hand.
I'm just gonna jump through to this one. Jag has just come on saying, disgrace that people were shouting during the minute silence for Billy Smith. It actually wasn't a minute silence. Billy's family requested a round of applause, not a minute silence. So it was actually unique. We were actually a bit surprised there yesterday as well. We were a bit confused, actually. We had to actually really listen in. And when you could see they were standing, it wasn't a minute silence. They wanted a round of applause. And you watch the players, they were actually clapping for that minute or for that time. There was not even a minute. It was just that time. And that's why that lady on this big speaker was just going on and on and on about his story and then saying it's a minute applause. I think they could have made it clearer because it was unusual. It was something unique, but it wasn't a minute silence. So if you did hear people carrying on, it was because that's what they actually wanted. They wanted him to be celebrated because his achievements and what he did were amazing. You know, winning 5 premierships, etc., in that record 11 run. So that's So that we were just as confused, mate, as you. But yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was disrespectful what ended up happening. People that needed to stand up did, and people were clapping for him as what the family actually requested. So that was their directive.
James threw another $10 on.
Hey, thanks, James.
So he will get 2 in now and a couple in for the next one because he is a Dogfather cartel member.
Beautiful.
I've got the wheel ready to go. Everyone's in it with their tickets.
Brian, I've literally seen some bloke say, get rid of Thompson, Tracy, Salmon, Haywood, just to keep undies. I love the bloke, but how many positions do they think he can play?
Well, look at the players I've got on the front of this review right here. Haywood, Tracy, Salmon.
The Toilers.
The much maligned.
Even Haywood's running game is just improving from out of sight. Every time he decides to have a go, he's doing something. It's
only
becoming
one
more
moment,
and more dangerous.
There was only one moment where I felt that it, and it was so annoying. Mick Ennis actually repeated me about 5 times after I said stuff.
He could have gone a bit further before he gave it to Thompson. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, but he actually should have went the short side. They just opened him up, and then he come back into and threw it to Leo on the left.
Traffic.
And I think because he saw the space there, he's like, I've got room to do stuff. And the short side was a genuine short side. But that's where we get that ball to Birdo and nail him and then come back the next play off a big shift if we need to with it all opened up. I think we get him. If we don't get him on that raid, we get him on the next one going the other way. So
I'm sure they'll pick that up in the review this week, mate, and he'll learn from it. That's good.
I think he knew. I think he knew straight away. And then not long after that, I think he does that kick where they knock it on, potentially. Or I might have got a bit confused then, but yeah, he but that run that he had was brilliant. Again, just as they're talking about how he's not running enough. And look, they signed this kid's like an absolute brilliant 14. They did task him with too much this year, but he has handled it so well and deserves so much praise. People think, oh, yeah, you just get out there and run. You just get out there and run. Well, if he went out there and ran when there was no platform at times and whatever else, would have cost us missed tackles, would have cost us extra replacements, would have cost us more would have cost us games. There's times he should have ran. Yeah, there's times where he's gone the wrong way or whatever, but there's been so many moments he's nailed as a player.
He's got it right. Yeah, he's got it right. Yeah.
And, you know, he's a perfect type of player to have. And then when Turpin comes on, he's like, awesome. I can just get out there and do that and help the halves out and do whatever else. And, come both sides of the ruck or whatever and play that lock role. And Turpin was getting in there having a good time as well. So playing hooker. Yep. So it's just a good position to be in, to have that versatility on these players.
And it's not always not common for you to have 2 players have their pants pulled down in one game as well. So
lots of crack.
Yeah, that was the only one. That was the only way that Turpin was going to be stopped on that one, to have his pants pulled down. And just a shame that he knocked it on as well, getting up to play it. But Tracy managed to crack through the line as well and get it down there. So that was pretty good. Rugby League roundup. Liam Kennedy reffed horribly, to be honest. And And what was the hit drop sin bin about? It was not that bad a tackle. I've seen way worse not sin bin. And then what they did was to justify the sin bin, they gave him 1 week, which was, I thought, very poor.
And I think that's exactly why they did it. I think you're 100% right there. And in a way, I actually think the sin bin helped us. It helped activate a couple of things in their brain. Yeah. Look, there was still some times in this review, guys, because we haven't really reviewed the game properly enough, but in an hour and 40 minutes, I did believe that we still are switching off at different times in the sets defensively. And we need to be more comprehensive. We're still a little bit down of where we need to be defensively. A lot of effort, though, there. A lot of people putting in immense effort on the kick chases and all that sort of stuff. Didn't have it the week before. Birdo wasn't doing that the week before. Yeah. He was doing it against the Roosters. He's doing it the week before that.
Maybe he had COVID.
He probably had COVID. He chased everything that moved yesterday, and that's when he's at his best.
Yep. You mentioned the time when we copped the first sin bin, and that was obviously in the first 10 minutes of the game. But you look at that try that we scored. It was a great kick by Galvin, like into space there. Early kick, 25 meters out, great kick. But if you have a look, they took out Critter coming across him, and if we hadn't scored that try, that was a sin bin as well. That was a blatant, it came across and took him out, and then they both lay on the ground like, with Critter, as if what's going on, but
like it was his fault.
But he actually got taken out. Came across in front of him and knocked him out to make sure he didn't get there. But it's only because we scored the try they didn't get a professional foul against them. So,
and he makes the break down the left and gets tripped by Flanagan.
Oh, big time! Flanagan's leg went back out after he got past him. Nothing, zero.
Did they mention it on Channel 9? They didn't.
Nope, I watched both. Nothing. There was no mention of it. So they just actually commented about how Flanagan got back up and went back and made the tackle. That's what they said.
Oh, yeah.
Like they didn't even. No one even saw. And there's a front on. You can see it clearly. After Critter beats him, Flanagan's leg actually trips over. And again, nothing. No call. No nothing. So, Mike, you can take that one, mate.
We are a $450 bet to make the 8, not $451. Love the odds. Get on. Get on it.
Okay.
Gamble responsibly.
I can do the voice acting. Thank you,
Marley's
Marley. Roxville, the dogs got this. Up the dogs. That's it.
The Rox Triple ZV. Official.
If you haven't seen the podcast, the buy round with Soward, please watch it. He's pissed off hard with his former Red V. Love it. Oh, good stuff. I don't want to watch him, but I'll take your word for it, mate.
He's on 0 tackle as well.
Gas proved me wrong. You guys got the 13 plus. Good stuff. Hope you get into the 8 over the Manly Grubs. Yeah, thanks, mate.
They're not making it, don't you worry.
They're gone. Mike Cool. Yeah, mate, I'm not planning to go to Combat. I also didn't go to the Penrith game earlier in the year. So there you go. We will win this because I won't be there. No, if you want to come, it's all good, mate. Just put a disguise on. Put one of those funny noses, the banana nose or something.
I reckon that's why the kennel didn't go live. Like you think with Gibbo being a fucking St. George supporter, they do a big podcast and stuff. I think it's like, I think they actually, Elmo probably thinks that he's bad juju for the team or something, so he's doing his part by not broadcasting. Hopefully nothing bad's happened with him. But the old cop out, we were working or setting up in business. It couldn't even do one fucking short. But anyway, I'm sure they want the Bulldogs to win. And, if I don't put the right undies on, I think we're going to lose. If I use the wrong deodorant, if I put the different shoe on the different way and forget about them, we're going to lose. It's all about the individual.
We're all a superstitious bunch, guys.
That's it.
Brian, gas security at this gate this week will send Mike Cool packing. Yeah, we've already got his photo sent to all the guys at the gate there, guys. Make sure he's not coming in, even with the funny glasses and the banana nose. James has sent you the pay ID. Thanks, buddy.
In the drawer again.
I hope Cirro leaves Burton at right centre. Preston always terrorises Talangi more, and the more threats outside him, the better. And
I
guys,
think it
yesterday,
worked well.
the combination with Carraz was very good, guys, because lately we've been going left so much. This actually opened up our right side, and yesterday we dominated on our right compared to the left. It actually just gave us another avenue. Although, yes, Cherry breaks through and they score that try from the left, but our right side, gave us another focal point yesterday because Birdo was such a great target to go to, and it really gave Carraz a lot more. In the last few games, Carraz has sort of not seen enough good ball, and which is a problem because when he does see the ball, what does he do? He tries to make something happen, and that's why he gets a bit desperate sometimes. But when he's getting enough good ball or good opportunities, and those two get along really, really well, like Birdo and Carraz, and you could see them when they're coming back. They're talking about what they're doing, what they've got up to, and then they're ready for the next play, and they've got that. I mean, look at Carraz from that loose ball he got. As soon as he picked it up, he just knew that Birdo was going to be running onto it, and bang, we got that try. Where sometimes, guys, we haven't had that sort of stuff happening like that. That intuition, it just doesn't happen. So
it's usually us fucking doing that with the ball going.
We've copped tries a lot like that this year, guys. Yeah. If you can put yourself through going back to watch some of the losses, which is hard to do, you'll see that happening to us a lot. Especially when we've been dominating games and then bang, you get that crap, and then all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball. Peter Weber, g'day, mate. Thanks, Mick, for the shout out. Chat tomorrow. Had the pleasure of having Taylor Preston at my house today for Ben's baby do. Regards.
Oh, wow.
Oh, awesome.
Did you get some photos, Pete?
Oh, man.
Is she a friend of the family or?
Yeah, awesome stuff.
And my pleasure, mate. I hope you're all right, buddy. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Need to get something signed by her. I think someone's asked me. Right. Birdo was great on that side. And look, another one, if we had 5 people to give, we also had Galvin in there as well, guys. He was outstanding as well yesterday. Great results. G'day, Dave Miller. Great results this weekend.
You're in the draw, Dave. All cartel members and Dogfather members are in the draw. Even if they...
mate.
There's Jag.
Game should have stopped when Little was injured. Well, they didn't really have time. The way that it happened, they didn't have time. He wasn't impacting anything, and it just one of those unfortunate. It was one of those ones where, he just got shot basically to himself. Cons to the Knights, SMK is saying.
Wow.
Well, there is one thing that would make sense for him if that is the case, guys. He still lives in the Central Coast, just so you know.
Oh, there you go.
And he
So
travels
it's a good
to
fit
Sydney.
for him.
Travels to Sydney all the time. So for all the training he does. Disgrace that people were shouting during the minute. So yeah, we spoke about that, mate. That was a minute of celebration. Yeah. It's a shame we played the way we did, though. We sucked.
Okay.
Sorry, Dragon. Sorry, buddy. We were hoping you'd put up a good fight like you did the last few weeks, but we also were hoping that, we built a confidence game for ourselves and, got the 7th win in a row against you and got our 40 points for the first time this year, which I was cheering for the whole game. I kept calling for 40. I've been calling for 40 for a while, but that was one I felt like we had to get. For
Go to the next one, mate. Go to the next one, mate, because that's what I said yesterday that Michael did say 34-14 or 34-12 for Timmy because he was Timmy's voice.
Yep.
So
I think I got closer than yours, Mike. You guys overturned me and said, no, Timmy wouldn't have said that. I think 40-12, but that's all right. That's all right. Whatever happened, guys, Timmy was the one that got us that win, guys. That was Timmy's win. And Timmy's still hanging around. He's going to get the win for us on Friday because we're celebrating him on Friday, guys. Before that game against Penrith, so he'll still be hanging around, guys. That's only down the road from Windsor at Combank.
We'll share all the details live on the podcast on Tuesday, guys. For anyone who wants to pay their respects and go, celebrate Timmy's life.
That's it. Galvin had a great game too. Do you think you can beat Penrith on Friday?
We certainly can.
That's a story for Tuesday, but yes, we do.
I'm more confident we can beat them than we could the Dragons.
Whoa. By the way, Mick, I've watched back some of your watch-along stream for the game. Love how you reacted to every moment and yelled at every call. Love your passion. Keep doing those streams if you can, and don't get interrupted by someone else at the game if you can.
Oh, it's all right, buddy. I honestly, like, I could see your excitement and stuff too, so yeah, I was just trying to be like, it's Brad will be listening to this.
My AirPods didn't help. Yeah, not
sometimes with the only downfall of the messenger group is when people are watching a game that I want to watch later on, or start going, oh, great try by the boys.
Yes.
But sometimes it's also a reminder to, oh shit, I got to watch the game. Then you go start watching it.
Yes. Which one were you watching, the 9 or the Fox yesterday?
I was watching Fox.
Okay, yep.
I always watch Fox. I rarely watch the 9, as much as I hate Fox.
Yep. If we win, I always go back and watch them both, because I'll be at the game, then I'll go back and watch them both just to hear.
I just can't handle Matt Thompson, man.
Yeah, that's all right. He was talking about the soccer more, like they said.
That's an amazing try. And what is he doing? Oh, it's like the guys scored and lining up the conversion. He's still fucking talking about what happened in the commentary of the try.
That's all right.
Like,
by the way, the last time, the radio's the best. Last time we scored 44 was against the Dragons in 2024. There you go.
And 42 against Badley last year, wasn't it?
At the same venue. Yes, it was.
We've gone all right at Allianz lately.
Yeah, if we'd beaten the Roosters, I would have been doing a lot better. I want to give Cherry a shout out. I've had plenty of criticism of him. Last night, he done all the things I had a problem with him over. Chased back hard and ran through on the Galvin kick.
And he ran straight.
That's it. He tried to zigzag a couple of times early in the game, but when he had to put his foot down, which is what we've been asking for, put your foot down and just go hard, use your fend, use your speed. He did that. He made it look so easy against opposition on that side. That was, pretty formidable. So, he made it look really good.
Activated. That's word
it.
I love to say.
Lads, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the Panthers normally rest their players in the second last game of the season?
And there's a chance they still might, because of the Roosters lost today. Because I reckon they know they can go out there and beat the West Tigers, although West sometimes turn up against Penrith.
Yeah. Especially when you've got a few ex-Panthers playing there. But look, at the end of the day, what Panthers normally do, guys, is they look at their position on the ladder. They look at where they're going to finish, look at where their home game is going to be. Or, if they lose this game, potentially, they may end up playing it in New Zealand, potentially. Who knows? They could, things could change against them, or they could go and play against the Roosters in Allianz or whatever. So they will look at what their best and worst case scenario is. They'll still be in the top 4. They'll get a double bite, but that's what they'll look at to see where does this leave us. And they'll look at the potential effect of playing a team that's physical like the Bulldogs and say, well, who do we want to risk that's currently not 100%, et cetera, and they'll make their decision that way. So lots to be looked at, but ultimately, today's game against the Roosters and the Tigers, that would have helped them in whatever decision they're making. Brian, definitely a better layout of the team last night. Critter, Kicks, Birdo, and Jethro is one hell of a stacked side, maybe making us go there too much. Yeah, and it has been. They've been, I reckon, 70-30 going there. And it got too much, like especially when we sat behind the ground last week. We sat behind the ground and we were watching and they were like, oh, they keep going left. It was, very hard to sort of balance it out sometimes. The Dogs are really amongst it. There's only 4 wins, 8 points between 9th and 4th. Yes, it is a bit clogged up there. And this weekend, guys, you had 3 teams sitting in the number 1 spot as well at different times during the weekend. So we haven't beaten you since Blake Laurie got his first try at Belmont 2023. Yes, in the 3 first-grade games this year combined, NRL and NRL Bulldogs 87, Dragons 36. Thanks, mate. Brian, talk for yourself, guys. I didn't want them to put up a fight. And yeah, you were right. I said 44-16. Being close 1 in a million times isn't bad. Yeah, there you go, mate. I knew I was right. See, sometimes you pay attention. Tony, what have you got? I'm like you, Mick. Cannot stand Thompson. Have you all heard Brenton Speed? Best commentator by far anywhere.
I love Brenton Speed.
Yeah,
He's great.
that's right.
I love Brenton
That's
Speed,
right.
and they should put him on more.
All right, let's have a look at some stats, mate. Let's see what we did well
Do
and
this
what we
quickly,
didn't.
mate. Possession 51 to 49. Similar time with the ball. It was pretty similar at halftime as well. We had more possession, but because we're scoring, doing early kicks and stuff. 36 from 42. Good completion. Had less runs than the Dragons. Made more meters, more post contact, 7 line breaks each. Tackle breaks less than those. Smashed them in the set distance. They slowed our play the balls down. Offloads, we did 8 in the second half, only 1 in the first half. They had, I think, 9 in the first half, so that's interesting. Lots of dummies from the boys. More kicking meters. They forced 3 dropouts.
But we did well recovering those as well.
We did. 7 bombs to 5. Kicked a fusel at 73%, which was good for us.
That was very good for us. Very good, yeah.
Effective tackles was down a bit, but the line speed was good.
There's
from
a
the
reason for the
guys.
effective tackles, though. We played 60 minutes of the game, guys, with 12 players.
Exactly, which means that the line speed comes, take time off them, and then hope the other guys can arrive in time. I thought the Leo Thompson flop that he called was just a diabolical decision.
That was a joke.
At the speed that Leo was coming across
He
to
couldn't stop,
try and
yeah.
get involved in that fucking tackle.
Yep.
Look, there's other flops in the games, or where a player just pushes on a player at the back when there's no need to slow them down. That's but yeah, that certainly wasn't. As far as player stats go, guys, 41 tackles for the King, 201 meters for Tracy. Yeah. All right, so yeah, 152 meters for Salmon, Preston, John O'Sua, Lockie Galvin. Critter only had 1 run in the first half, so he's run 100 and something meters in the second half. Made a couple of breaks.
He was on fire down that left side in the second half. He was just dragging 2 or 3 blokes at will with him everywhere.
Bronson had some nice runs. Wasn't doing too much yardage stuff. Jacob only 14 runs, but his offload, which inevitably leads to a try, was so well timed, and that was just the discipline and patience he played with, and then comes up with it as soon as they rested on him, and it was on, he threw it. But the good thing was we got offloads from players like Tracy, Critter, Maxi King, Leo, Presto. Harry Hayes loved his offload, deserved a try, that one. Yeah, and look, Jamin Salmon had 35 tackles again. He's averaging 95 meters a game this year, tackling at about 93% efficiency. He's having a wonderful season. But look, Jamin Salmon, someone's saying he's a bit of a barometer, but I think it's more of a barometer through what Leo and how our back 3 are operating for a start. And I really believe that John O'Sua did a great job poking through the line, which was instrumental. But also the stuff that they're doing through the forwards to give Jamin that really that ability to make that run on that 3rd or 4th tackle, where he can make 10 meters and sometimes 15 or whatever. It's him taking advantage of great work as well. So we can sit there and say, usually one person's performance is always linked to somebody else's or to other things that the team are doing. And it's the same negatively. One player can have one little bad bit of luck and it can affect the whole team, But it doesn't mean that they've had an overall bad game. AJ Jones off the bank, I think he would have had 4 kick return runs potentially that were all immense. Harry Hayes, good job. Kurt Mann looked like on a mission when he got out there. Presto was pretty good. Felt he had a good game.
Had a great pass back on the inside. Brian saying there to Tracy as well late in the game. So
Yeah,
that was a similar play to what they did against Canberra guys in our round 3 game in Canberra.
Yeah.
So even though they grabbed his shorts, he still had enough to get through the line. And good luck to him because he got a try assist and he got a try, and his numbers have been down, so he knew that he wanted to get on the scoreboard there a bit and help out as well. So that would give him a lot of confidence moving forward, guys. So
all right. So we also got New South Wales Cup. Sheldon Haywood scored a hat trick. We had Cade Dykes with a double.
What about that try right on half time, guys? Did you see that? We took a short kick off. We got the bounce to the ball, made a break, and then Spinks finished it off. Length of the field try from a short kick off just before half time. So,
but yeah, we didn't actually score until the 31st minute.
Yeah.
So they got a try after 17.
It was a tight game first half. Very tight game. Very close.
Tight. But we went bang, 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 bang. Could have been a lot bigger.
That try before half time broke them. That try, because it was a tight game up until that point. It was only like 6-6 or something like, or 6. And that try absolutely broke them just before half time. And then we came out in the second half and we just ran all over them.
Well, that second half, Brad Morcos scores in the first minute.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, then we just...
And it was warm out there as well, guys. It was nice and warm, so it was unusually warm. Yeah, unusually warm for the winter we've been having. So some of the guys starting to feel it, and our guys were fit enough to just keep going. And then Conti came into his own in the second half, and Dykes was running off him. And because like the only try they scored in the first half was just a very, very poor one-on-one by Dykes, which he made up for with a good try. But there was a great pass as well from our young Kiwi hooker, Patterson. So that was a great pass, to hit Dykes, and he scored under the post there. He ran around, but yeah, there's a lot of good things in that game for our guys. But Spinks, guys, he just keeps knocking on the door. So I'm here if you need me. That's what he keeps saying, guys. I'm the captain of this team, but I'm here if you need me.
Cade Dykes, 18 runs, 156 metres, 42 post contact, 1 line break. Sheldon Haywood, 23 runs, 239 metres. Now, Sheldon's debut, he's knocked out in the first 5 minutes. And that was his first game back playing since that. 2 line breaks, 60 post contact. Sasai Latini, big day, 17 runs, 123 metres. Nico Mealy, big contribution. Joey Teaupa, 11 runs, 74 metres, but he was our top tackler, apparently, with 28 tackles. Chase Patterson made 28 on the edge as well. He's going good. Gordon, 19 tackles. But where is our little fella, Taywin Patterson, 17 tackles?
Yep.
He played 47 minutes, whereas Gordon played 33. So that's another thing. Like, people are saying, oh, Gordon should be back in the team. I'm like, well, he must have had a little injury or something. But Kaywin's doing so well off the bench. And why not get time into the kid?
Yeah.
4 runs, 43 metres. He's a running hooker, and he had some smart runs again.
Yeah. He's got a great passing game as well, guys. Built low to the ground, just gets the ball off the ground and bang.
Try assist to him, Logan, Alex Connie. Alex played well. Sheldon, Cade, and Joey Teaupa got the as well. What did Jack Todd get through on the day? They slowed us down in that play of the ball. 20 tackles for Jack Underhill, 20 for Jack Todd, 1 miss each. Very similar. And what minutes did they play? 46 for Jack Todd, 38 for Jack Underhill, 9 runs for Undies, and 14 runs for Jack Todd. So Jackie Todd's getting his game back on. Lincoln Cliff, and I think it was his debut potentially. He went all right. I saw him got shored up in a thing. Braden Cons, 9 runs for 78 metres. How many minutes did he play? Only
Probably
26.
26.
That's
He came
pretty
on.
busy, isn't it?
He
For
played
26
the
minutes.
last 26. Yeah,
And he's like, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
yeah,
He goes after the game, that's for sure.
yeah.
And to be honest, him and I noticed the previous 2 weeks, him and Kaywan Patterson had a really good.
Yeah.
They must. I got a feeling they might train a bit together.
If they were in the team a few weeks ago, I mean that team, could have done a bit better off. Like they both have high energy and they're class players.
Mm.
They'll both have a great career wherever they end up. So wherever they do. So
Kaywan Patterson's not going anywhere.
Well, he looks a bit like it reminds me a little bit of like an Isaac Luke type of player. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like that kind of player. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. They got him from the Kiwis, man, when he was 16. So
under the
or
radar.
17. Yeah, they probably don't want us talking about him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's. We got flogged. It was back and forward in Jersey Flag. We opened the scoring. Really good pass from Latrell Fing onto Cooper Toy to open the scoring, but pretty disappointing end.
Well, we scored 4 tries in the first half, guys. We were leading 16-12, but then the second half, they just ran all over the top of us. So
yeah,
the guys never got out of never came out for the second half. They were still in the change rooms, cutting up the oranges together.
But look, we lost. I saw when we won the Harold Mats that year. I remember we got flogged by the Panthers in a game, and then come out and beat them.
The Dragons did lose their one of their best players, guys, in the halves. So even though that happened, and they still did that, our guys might have thought, well, look, they've just lost their best player. We should smash them now. And it didn't happen, guys. So sometimes it works against you as well. It doesn't just help you.
Let's spin the wheel, guys, and then we will we'll finish things up. I don't know why the Facebook stream is stopped again. Probably because I got the NRL stats up. Like, fuck me. They're unbelievable. Maybe I swore or something.
Let's get it going.
So before we do it, guys, make sure you go and like the YouTube stream. Throw a comment of support on there anytime you want. It always helps get us in front of new people, especially supporters who like to not say much, and the silent ones that really do support us all the time. Just leave it to the experts. Know that our time will come. They're just as important.
There's a lot of you that don't comment, which is fine, guys. You're more than happy to comment. Commenting is obviously, optional. But I'm meeting a lot of you at the games, and you're coming over and you're saying hello. And I know you haven't been commenting, but it's great to see that some of you are on there watching as well. So good stuff.
All right. Let me share this. Got to give up those durries there, I guess. Sorry,
talking too much, mate. Talking too much.
Too much talking. All right, here we go, people. So let's go. Who's going to be the winner? The winner will win their choice of shirt from the store. Let's go.
The Timmy spin. And the winner is
Tony. Had that section of the board covered.
That's it.
Well done to Showy, mate.
The man. That's it.
Look, and he's been investing a lot into these recently for us. So well done to you.
Tony, Showy. Well done, buddy.
Thank you so much, mate. You are the winner. And I'll send you the link to the store, and you can choose something from my range.
That's it, guys.
And if you want something made, mate, let me know and we'll make it. Brad got his little fella, a Spider-Man Bulldogs sort of polyester creation that I made. It took me ages, but we got it made. It looks pretty cool. Might have a couple of little funny things on it. With it's got Spider-Man. It's got
one coffin. You've signed me away. That's it. Thanks, mate. I
Hope you
just-
haven't got COVID for all the celebrations of the boys, Gas. Yeah.
Actually, it might have been worse last week. I was with them in the lead up to the Rabbitohs game, in the 2 nights before. But no, knock on wood, I didn't get nothing from that. So
We got a knock on wood.
that's it.
Well done,
But,
Tony. I'll send
well
that to you
done,
through
guys.
WhatsApp, brother. And well done to you, mate.
Good
And look, guys,
stuff.
those who haven't got their merch packs, Gas has got some for some, and I'm getting some more together now. One, Anthony,
Friday, guys. I'll
Couple
see
of
some of
Anthony.
you Friday at Windsor at Timmy's celebration. I'll have those for you. Some of those there. So just we'll grab those as we're leaving, guys. If we don't catch you then we'll figure it out.
You've got
So,
David Miller's, mate, and Mike's
David's,
and
Brian's.
Brian's,
Yep,
and
that's
Mike's,
it.
Champion Mike's.
Correct.
All right.
That's it, guys. Thank you very much, everyone.
Let's
Winner chicken dinner.
and we'll play the song on the way out, guys. Enjoy.
That's it. Enjoy.
See you Tuesday night, 7:30. Go the Dogs. Thanks,
Go
guys.
the doggies.
G-Day Doggies fans, welcome to the show. All Things Bulldogs, here we go, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Blue and white pride, Bulldogs for life. Dogfather here. Yes, by my side. All things Bulldogs, talking dogs tonight. Dogfather and yes, blue and white pride. All things Bulldogs, footy talking ball. Dogfather and yes, Bulldogs to the core. Bulldog spirit, strong and true. Blue and white, through and through. G-Day Doggies fans, welcome to the show. All Things Bulldogs, here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Massive win tonight. Thanks to all the fans for turning up out here at Allianz. 2 games to go before final, so Can't wait to see you guys there. Get us across the line.
Firstly, just want to thank the fans for coming out here. I feel like there was more Bulldogs fans than Dragons fans, and you wouldn't expect anything less from the Bulldogs. Appreciate all you guys for showing up and the guys watching from home cheering on.
I just want to shout out to the fans for coming tonight. It was a good win. Make sure you stick with us for the last 2 games and hopefully go on the run to that semi-final. But love you all, and go the Dogs.
Massive win tonight. Thanks to all the fans for turning up.